Hello and welcome to the show. My vehicle of choice for today's hill climb monster is the Honda S800. Another one of the latest cars from the new DLC. It is very small, very light. Now the standard car comes with just an 800cc engine, which we are probably not going to be keeping in it. We are likely to have an absurdly powerful, absurdly light car tackling this course. They're going to be wildly out of control. It's going to be the complete opposite, basically, to the Alpine. Now, we will come back to engine once we have got all the other parts on the car that we need. As per this series, they're going to be made all-wheel drive. We are also going to be getting some lovely snow tyres on the car. Now, tyre widths are part of the reason why I think this might get a lot of power. We only get 205s all round, I believe. It's 205s at the front, and I think I saw, yeah, it is only 205s at the rear. So they're very small tyres. When you compare them to, let's say, the Aston Martin that had 355. So this has got tiny tyres. It weighs absolutely nothing. It's perhaps not going to get, well, it's not going to get 1,000 horsepower and stay in S1 class. It's actually not going to get 1,000 horsepower because the engines that we do have as options are not going to allow that much. However, I'm expecting to see perhaps as much power, if not more, than we got out of the Alpine with the way that the PI system tends to work on this game. We will wait and see. Roll cage shall go in. It kind of looks, with the rally suspension, I'm trying to even think what it looks like. It looks like it doesn't look like a real car. It looks like a toy. It doesn't look like a real vehicle whatsoever. A weight reduction we might come to later. Let's go look at engine. Let's go and look at engine. If we jump engine swap, let's see what this does to the PI. Now, we could have the Turbo Rally engine. Unfortunately, well, that's not even to the top of A-Class yet. So I suspect we have the Turbo Rally engine. It's never going to get to the top of S1. We can have the motorbike engine. Again, though, not a huge amount of upgrades we can do to it. If we go for the 2-litre inline 4, this will get up towards 700 horsepower at maximum. So that is what we are going to go for. We're going for the turbocharged Honda engine. I'm already very nervous about this car. I'm already fairly sure it will try and murder me. What I might do, shall we just go full, yeah, bugger it, let's just go full weight reduction on the car. We've still got so much PI to play around with here that I think we may as well. My biggest concerns, naturally, are the handling. It is that we've got, much like the Subaru Brat had, we have got crazy level. I say crazy levels of power. Okay, it's not going to be quite as powerful as the Charger, for example, or the Transit. But we're almost 600 horsepower in a car that weighs 1,600 pounds. Yeah, 1,600, mid 1,600 pounds. We're over 600 horsepower now, and it's still creeping up. Well, I was expecting to get lots of power. I was half expecting it to have given up adding power by around about now. Apparently it hasn't. It's just giving it more and more ludicrous levels of power here. Have we put clutch in? We actually haven't put all that stuff on. Are we really not even going to get to the top of S1 class? I am surprised, and that scares me with this. I'm not sure, actually, now maybe having a bit more weight might be advantageous in terms of the control department. 719 horsepower. Bloody hell. This is a crazy death machine, I think. That's about the only way I can sum this car up. If we can get any grip going on in this vehicle. Forgot to put aero on the car. This should probably get, we might have to take some, oh no, we don't have to take any power out at all. 896 PI. This will probably be the fastest accelerating car we will see in this series. It's what it does when it gets to a corner. That is where things are going to be, well, interesting, terrifying. Any and all of the above. Well, our crazy Honda has been brought to the Devil's Corners hill climb. It is going to get 3 runs up the course, and I'm going to attempt not to plough it into a wall or fall off the side of the mountain. Its target time is a 1:58.4 set by a BMW 2002 Turbo, and I really have no idea whether this car is going to even remotely get close. Good God, the gearbox is The gearbox has got some quite short gear ratios. That is 133 miles an hour before we get to this opening corner. That is speed on another level to the cars that we have seen go here in the past. Like, that's just out of this world in terms of acceleration to the vehicles that have gone. Control-wise, I mean, I don't think we have any more understeer than we had going on in the Alpine. The issue is getting power down out of the corners. It does just want to oversteer and just slide across the snow. So savage. This thing is ridiculous. I don't know if it handles better than the Brat. It's kind of along very similar lines of ludicrousy. How much speed can we get down here before we have to get on the brakes? I'm not 128 miles an hour. I think it's relatively similar to the Brat there. It may even be a little bit faster. I mean, I'm sure it could go even quicker if I was brave with the brakes. I'm not sure. We've got bravery. Actually, is quite nice across the jumps, which is always good. Get it turned in, and then unleash the very, very angry Honda down towards the next corner. And then we might make this turn as well. No, I'm not going to be messing around with any handbrakes to try and get the car turned, because we will just get a million miles of oversteer. It's already got enough oversteer when we go near the power. It's just going to end poorly for everyone involved. Are we going to be able to carry lots of speed through there? Yes, we are. I'm not sure about this alternate route. You kind of... there we go. Yeah, you do have a better line, because you don't have to sort of cut back to avoid the ice, but where you leave the alternate route is very rough, and that can cause some issues for cars. It has been a scruffy opening run at best, really, and speed is not going to be great. There's a wall. Little bit of a wall tap, not a crash. It was a controlled wall tap. There's a bit of bumper on the finish line. 2042, yeah, scruffy run in places from the Honda, a ludicrous machine as well. Now, we need about 5 seconds if we are to be challenging the top of the table. In fact, we need more than 5 seconds, and there is certainly time to be made up if you can contain the fury of the Honda. And there is a lot of fury and very little box to which to contain it in. It might be able to find some time. I might be able to get it to go under 2 minutes, but it would have to be a mega clean and controlled run. And that is a very difficult thing to be doing in a car like this one. I think we're going to have to an extent, be using some higher gears. The first time I've really had to do that with a car in this series, just to try, even with it being all-wheel drive, it is happy to sit there and spin its wheels all day. All day it will sit and spin its wheels up this course. So I think 4th gear is going to be my friend here who run out towards the rock face. That was very close indeed. Now, we're going to get on the brakes a little bit earlier here. Let's focus on getting the car turned in. We haven't quite got as fast down the straight. However, we're a little bit bumped across the next section. We are maybe, I'll say that, we're still quite wide through the next corner. We're still fighting the vehicle around the next hairpin we go. Get it back up into 4th. We might actually be able to get some go about it rather than going sideways. That is a huge amount of airtime. We've not seen airtime that big through that section. We managed to stall the car slightly as we went to get out of the hairpin. Oh, we're fighting it. We're in the deep snow now. Come on, Honda. Get out of there. We've got to be really careful coming down this section. We are, again, I think, going to dive to the... Oh, there we go. Yep, we're going to dive to that right-hand side. And it will work to get the car past the ice. Just got to watch out for the bumps the other side. 105 miles an hour as we leave that jump, although we get bucked around no end on the landing around the penultimate corner. Run towards the line. We're again going to drift a little bit wide. It's across... Still not very fast, though. We found some time. On that run, but a 2025 is still the slowest time up the course we have seen, so improvement is needed. Well, this is it for our Honda, its final attempt at this hill climb course. I don't know where we're going to find time. It's just such a ludicrous car. We have more than got the acceleration more than got the acceleration for this course. However, much like with the Alpine, we are struggling a little bit with understeer. We're then struggling with oversteer. We're struggling with traction. There is everything problems with it apart from going in a straight line very quickly. Also, isn't really a particularly big fan of these landings of some of the jumps. It's getting thrown about quite a lot on some of them, which is far from ideal, getting thrown wide out of corners and so on. We could do without that. Now we are going quite wide through the mid part of that corner. Maybe we can get a nice exit onto this back straight. There we go, far up the Honda again. We're heading towards the rock face. It just drifts across the road. Did get up to 128 that time before jumping on the brakes once more. As you're just trying to get on the power, it's just all four wheels drifting across the snow. There is no grip in this whatsoever. 106 miles an hour as we leave that first big jump. It will be a new record. It'll be pretty much a new record in terms of every speed zone on this course. There is absolutely no doubt about that. Where it won't be a record is around any of the corners, because we don't have any grip at all. Now, let's try and be neat, not end up in the heavy snow on the outside of the course. We have done that, but then we just fight the car through the next corner. It's not nice and flat out like it was in the Aston Martin. Those bumps are horrible. In fact, I'm pretty sure we had a rear wheel on the ice, somehow managing to keep the car under control. A little bit slower, it's just because we were so busy fighting the car on the ice that time around. We're hugging the inside for the penultimate turn, trying to get as good a run down towards the line. We're again going to drift into the wall. There's no grip. It's just absolutely nothing. We found another second on that final run, a 2:01.3, but there's no grip. There is no grip at all. You can't make the most of the acceleration when you just can't get it out of a corner. It just wants to slide its way across the road into the nearest bit of scenery. The time is not the slowest time that we have clocked. It does beat the Lotus Exige by some half a second, but it is then a further half second down on the crazy Subaru Brat, about a second down on the Renault Alpine that went out last time. It's by far the quickest accelerating car we have used on this course, but there is no control. It is so out of control. I mean, the Brat was difficult to drive, yes, but this is just a whole new level. Add on to that the fact that it's not really liking the bumps around here either, and it's hitting them with so much speed that, yeah, put that all together and it is not really suitable for this kind of course. Yeah, it's some 3 seconds down on the leader. However, if you want a vehicle to completely and utterly terrify you, then this is certainly one option. Certainly one option. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.